the next 100x altcoin.
Let's get into it.
So today, Chris, we're going to be taking a cheeky look at one of these fantastic altcoins that we've come across here. That is definitely geared up to have that potential of a 100x. So a 100x altcoin, that we're going to talk about in this video. This is going to be quite a I guess light touch on what the project is about, what they do, what their use cases are. And of course, we do recommend that you guys do your own research, dig in deep, do much deeper research than you're going to get just from this particular video. And we almost do that deliberately, don't we, Chris? Just to kind of make the point clear that you should go and do your own research as well.
Yeah, really important.
Absolutely. So as we get into this video, guys, where we talk about this 100x altcoin, definitely do go ahead and hit that like button. We both really do appreciate that. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with all of those hidden gems, new cryptocurrencies, technical analysis and news that we cover here, then do consider subscribing to the channel. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto. It is free. You'll stay well informed. So why not? And Chris, is there anything else that you would like to add before we jump on down to the desktop and start taking a look at this 100x altcoin?
Yeah, let us know if you're already invested or whether you're considering investing after doing your own research. Really interested to know.
Fantastic. Right, let's jump on down and get right into it.
Let's do it.
Fantastic. So the particular altcoin that we're talking about today is Silo, and I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Silo, so we're going to kind of go through some of those basics with you. Now, we're going to kind of walk you through what is here on CoinMarketCap, hop over to their website and start talking about the use case, okay? So here on Silo, we can see the ticker is SYLO. This is currently trading for less than 1 cent. In the recent pullbacks, Chris, there's been another fantastic opportunity to pick some up. And this project here has actually been going a while, but they've launched, I guess, back end of 2020, right? And then we can see that kind of coming down before going a bit, rising up quite significantly here during 2021. Now, that pullback has brought this back in line, and huge opportunities with that recent pullback here to get in at, again, below a cent. Okay, so the market cap for this thing is absolutely tiny, guys. We cannot stress how small this market cap is. It is $16.9 million. This needle will move significantly in the coming weeks, I am sure. And me and Chris have both got into this particular project with a substantial position. Really, it's key when we talk about these altcoins with that kind of 100x, 1000x potential is to make sure that you see these things super early. You check out, you do your research, you dig in deep, you understand exactly everything that's going on with the project, and you get in early and you sort of anchor your position in. So then obviously have your strategy built up around it. So when you see an altcoin about $17 million is below a cent, has a maximum supply of 10 billion, total supply of 10 billion, only having 2.4 circulating right now, that tells us that actually there's a huge potential here to get a little bit of money flowing in and huge amounts of gains. You saw this with VeChain, right? We got into VeChain at a similar kind of level, just below a cent. Got nice secure positions, and now where's VeChain? Up at 23 cent. Now those are huge gains, right? Specifically if you get a good position in early. And this is why Dogecoin millionaires have been made recently, right? Because they're getting super early. It pumps up just a few cents. It doesn't have to be a lot, and you've made yourself like 10,000% in gains. So absolutely crucial that you understand what your entry points need to be and all that kind of good stuff. But this particular project, Silo, when we go into the use case, hopefully it kind of floats your boat and you'll understand what they're trying to achieve. But the tokenomics here are incredibly lucrative, as in a $17 million market cap, less than a cent price entry point. We have basically a maximum supply of 10 billion, total 10 billion, and only 24% of that is actually out there at the moment. So really doesn't take a lot of money to make that needle move, which is fantastic to see. Now, if we shoot on down here a little bit here, you can obviously see what's been going on since their entry point, I think like June 2020 through to current. But what we're going to do is see this thing's actually available on KuCoin, it's on Gate.io, it's on Uniswap v2, and 𝗵𝗵𝗂. Okay, so most of the volumes seem to be going through KuCoin. We've actually bought ours, Chris, through Gate.io. We'll probably do a whole video on Gate.io, Chris, just to kind of make people familiar with how that works. They actually do quite a good job at the security side, which I was impressed with. Wasn't expecting as much security as they're putting out.
It's so secure. I find it difficult to get on my own account. It's remarkable.
Yeah,
they've done a stellar job.
Yeah, we'll do a whole video on those guys probably. But yeah, so it's available on KuCoin if that's your entry point there, or if you want to use something like Gate.io or Uniswap. Uniswap's obviously going to be more expensive because of Ethereum, gas fees, all that nonsense. But if you're looking at using USDT, KuCoin and Gate.io, that's a really good way of doing it. Now, let's go over to the website, Chris, and to start talking a little bit around what they're aiming to do, right? So we're going to talk a little bit around the network, okay? But they also do things like smart money, smart wallet, and there'll be different things you'll want to do research on. But for this particular video, we're just going to go into the network side of things, but do your own research beyond this video and include that smart money and smart wallet, because those things have been mentioned on things like Yahoo News and all that kind of stuff, and they are doing some pretty good stuff in the space. So watch out for that.
I was going to say, Nick, before we get into all that juicy stuff, it's probably good to just sort of cover the team off a little bit. And I've done a little bit of additional research into this one because, Nick, you know how I like to check the team out and everything. So the team it looks pretty good. With all these moon swaps, Safe Moon, and all these really naff coins with really stupid amounts of tokens or coins in circulation. This one is a real decent project when you compare, although it is like, I guess, comparing apples with pears, but it's got a solid team, a working app, and what I like about the team is that the fact that they've got a background in blockchain, and I think that's really important because you can, for me, I like my team to be able to get in, get their hands dirty, and get amongst it. So I think it's good to see that in the team. It is a bit more challenging than I would like, but I guess it's still early in the development. I like a website where your team's just there on the website. But I've done my research and everything looks good there with the team. And they initially started working on this project back in 2013. So, although, it's only really been live since 2020, they've been working on it for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're digging into the team, Chris, it actually took a little bit longer to actually acquire, right? Because it wasn't actually readily available on their website, which is probably one of the things to kind of stress if you're going to do that research. You're going to have to use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is your friend when it comes to searching out teams, right, Chris?
Yeah, it's my go-to place if I can't find anything sort of on the website. I go straight to LinkedIn, and they are really transparent in who works there and everything like that. So that, yeah, I wasn't nervous, but I've gone and looked at each member of the team, and I'm quite happy. So if you're doing research, LinkedIn's your friend.
Absolutely. So let's just go into a brief overview. What is Silo? So the Silo network is a decentralized communication and storage network with the performance and scalability to support millions of users. Okay, so it definitely has like mass adoption at its heart. And applications use the network for decentralized private communications, storage, and micropayments. Okay, so those are basically what the nuts and bolts are around the Silo network. And instead of centralized cloud server infrastructure, Silo users create a decentralized Silo network together by running a Silo node or Silo node software on their own computers. And by running a Silo node, users can earn the Silo token in exchange for their device automatically providing critical services to the network. So again, a pretty sweet deal there. If you're running a computer and you're kind of, just doing your day-to-day work from a desktop or from a laptop, you can run the node in the background to that. And again, you'll be able to provide that critical services to the network itself, and you'll be able to earn the Silo token at the same time. So pretty sweet deal there. And obviously the Silo community is providing the world with what those large centralized platforms have been unwilling to do. And this is real privacy and a level playing field. So let's get into some of the features of this particular project, right, and what they're offering here. So it's true privacy respect. And this is an end-to-end encrypted and P2P. So basically all messages, voice calls, video calls, and file transfers on the Silo platform are end-to-end encrypted, which means only you and your intended recipients can see the content of what is being sent. Silo users who, or Silo users, I should say, uses the Signal protocol. For those who do not know, Signal is another fantastic protocol out there for encryption. And basically, Silo uses that Signal protocol for chat messages for that forward secrecy, which basically means that if a message is compromised, nothing else is. Each message is encrypted with its own fresh set of keys. So one message can be compromised and nothing else will, which is fantastic. And the Silo network is built to enable users' devices to connect directly, peer-to-peer, so whenever possible, which basically means that there is no middleman other than the global internet infrastructure needed to send that data, and which is also fantastic. So the Silo nodes themselves, they exist to help users connect directly, store encrypted data. So when a user is sent something while they're offline, and will relay encrypted channels when a user's device is in restricted networking environment, which is most common when using mobile internet, for example. And of course, anything that's when you're storing that encrypted data, it's important to note that the nodes cannot read that data either. It's only intended for those people who the message was sent to. So pretty good stuff going on there, and it's all around that privacy element, which is fantastic. And if we move down, we can see ultimately that the incentivized distributed infrastructure, which is basically like a no central point of failure or data collection. So Silo community members can choose to run Silo nodes. They don't have to, but they can choose to. And Silo node operators stake Silo tokens as collateral to ensure that they act honestly and fairly. The act of staking then announces their presence as infrastructure contributors to the network. Without any further user action, their device begins to serve the Silo protocol, helping users connect directly, P2P, share privately, host files, and run dApps, all for Silo token micropayments. So pretty good deals if you're wanting to kind of get involved with running a node without actually knowing too much about it. Just install the software and let it run in the background. But obviously we can talk about the scalable payments. It's limitless, really, and a layer 2 micropayments system. So this is or at least Silo do offer a layer 2 off-blockchain micropayment system to enable an ecosystem of microservices. And users using the system, apps and users pay Silo nodes for their work with Silo token-backed tickets, and microservices are paid for with off-chain tickets, providing very low transaction fees and limitless scalable transaction volumes. So there's no need to worry about how many transactions you can do per second when a lot of it is actually taken offline and off-chain. Now, those tickets are absolutely crucial, right? Because each ticket has a verifiable chance of winning a prize of staked Silo tokens. And while any ticket is accepted as payment, only winning tickets can be redeemed on-chain. And that's what allows you to have that almost, basically limitless scalable payments, and reason why you can get that transaction fee incredibly low without having to worry about scalable transaction volumes. So definitely something to want to dig more into if you really want to know more about how all that scalability and layer 2 solution works. Do more research on that. I won't touch on it anymore. But there are obviously numerous use cases that come with this kind of tech. So obviously at the heart of that comes communication, right? Decentralized privacy preserving communication applications utilizing the authentication, inboxing, and relay microservices provided by Silo nodes. And this functionality is in use in the Silo Smart Wallet itself, which is awesome. So if you haven't seen the Silo Smart Wallet, we're not going to touch on it this video, but do dig into that because that is it's getting a lot of attention at the moment. So storage is the other thing in terms of use cases that come with Silo, right? So competitive with those centralized cloud storage providers, yet fully private and with market-driven pricing. This particular service is, delivered at cost with no middlemen. This is a use case currently in development with Silo, but I think that's going to see some fantastic things develop in time. And when it comes to cloud storage, nowadays, most computers and laptops and things that we're getting come with a very small kind of NVMe drive that's just installed in there, usually around 250 gig, maybe 500 gig. And you can't really store a lot on that. So you go to a cloud storage provider to basically back that up, right? And Apple's a good example of this. They'll charge you, I don't know, $6.99 a month or whatever it is for a terabyte of storage, for example. Now, Silo could be offering something very competitive in terms of storage and cloud storage. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But obviously, a completely private, decentralized, storage system, which would be fantastic to see. And obviously, 2021 does seem to be a good year for anything file storage related in terms of the blockchain sector. So we want to see how that unfolds. Now, Silo token micropayments is the other use case, and the Silo token enables micropayments for a range of future use cases, which will help develop further micropayment protocols to drive a fairer, more open internet. So this could be things like video streaming, which would be fantastic. We see that with Theater. We see that with a few others. PPC advertising. So again, there's lots of advertising companies out there talking about how they can do that in a decentralized way. So you can have VRA, for example, but also Silo's looking at doing PPC advertising as well. And then, of course, at the end, we do have the other use case that comes with micropayments, which would be relays and that virtual private server, that VPS, right? So you're going to see some pretty cool things, I think, happen here with Silo in due course, and you can check out their roadmap and dig into all of that kind of good stuff. And of course, you can build on it as well, right? So you can develop your own decentralized communication, storage, or micropayments application for you or your business, and you can do that from Silo as well. So I think, Chris, there's so many things that this thing is looking to get into, and if they're able to fulfill everything within their roadmap, it's going to be an absolute powerhouse of tech going forward. So this one definitely seems to be a very interesting project that we feel that we might want to be paying attention to, specifically at these really low prices. And when we dropped a video earlier today, Chris, where we were talking about 5 coins to 5 million, right? And we see a lot in the comments there about why didn't you tell us something we can get become a millionaire now, right, on projects right now, rather than what's already mooned.
The thing was, Nick, we did
that
when we were buying it, but yeah, we've been asked to rehash some of those videos back out. So yeah, this one is definitely one of those projects though, Nick, and I am going to say it, and I'd like to get 1 million of them. And we all know what happens when I say that. This project does look really good. We see so much talk about some of these really, in my opinion, naff coins that are just gonna rug pull and cause lots of pain. This is one of these projects where, for not much more than one of these rug pull projects, you can get into this one and actually have a really good chance at making some serious gains.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something you want to be doing that research on, guys. We've done a fair amount. We do like it, but we do insist that you guys do your own research, dig in deeper than even maybe we have. But here as well, guys, I've just pulled up the chart for Silo. This is to the USDT daily chart, KuCoin as the main source here. And I just want to kind of give you a bit of a flavor as to what the technicals are also showing us in terms of where things are looking to go. So from our current position down here at 0.006 of a cent, if we just shoot up to that first price target, that first price target comes in at 1.8 cent. Okay, so that's the first one. From here, we can pull this down a little bit further, and we can see that actually the next one is 2.9 followed by 3.9. And then at the top there, we have the 4.6. So we can see straight away that actually there's huge amounts of growth in this, even from the current position. And what I'll do is I'll grab hold of my price range from that current position down here to the upper end there. That's 563% in gains. Now, I don't think that's going to be the limit, because that should be pretty quick to do that kind of move to the upside there. I think once this thing gets a little bit more traction to it, and that money starts flowing in, because it's such a small circulating supply in comparison to some of those other big players in this space, we're going to start seeing this needle move very, very fast, and we'll end up having to reset that Fibonacci retracement, see different extension levels, different predictions. But right now, just looking at this, I mean, it seems like a bit of a no-brainer to see that the first price target comes in at 1.8 cent. 2.9. So in my opinion, this definitely feels like a really good chart here. Loads of potential to the upside. We know the technicals are supporting good price discovery there. We know that from here, we can see that there is a very small circulating supply. There's a small maximum supply as well. The market cap is so small here, guys, that a 10x on this thing only takes that market cap up to $170 million. It would be 100x to get this thing to 1.7 billion. And obviously, if you're talking about 1000x, you're then talking about a $17 billion market cap. Now, I think, yeah, a lot of that is possible. I think a 10x is a given. That's so easy, it's ridiculous. I think that's going to happen, at least in my opinion. The 100x going up to about 1.7 billion. With the right kind of marketing, the right kind of use cases and partnerships and news articles and all that kind of good stuff, I think, yeah, that can get some traction pretty quickly. Once it gets above $1 billion, it starts to get a bit of life into it. So watch that space. I think we're going to start seeing some pretty significant gains here with Silo. And you heard it here first. We got in early, and I'm hoping that maybe you do your research and you come to the same conclusion. But Chris, what's your thoughts? I feel like I've been talking a lot here about Silo. Yeah, let us know your thoughts.
No, you never let me talk, Nick. Nah, I'm only joking. So yeah, really like this project, and it kind of reminds me when we were first talking about VeChain, Anchor, Harmony One, you know, and you look where they went. So for me, this has got a much smaller market cap than all of those projects that we just mentioned, and yeah, it's a real opportunity in my views, and in my view, you know, but you've got to do your own research. You know, can't stress that enough. Don't take our words for it. Go dig into the team, dig into the project, the tech, the lot, read that white paper, make a decision whether this one is for you or not. But, you know, for me, when people are throwing silly money into some of these ridiculous coins, and, you know, I can't even bring myself to call them a project. They're just coins that are just there that are going to separate people from their money, which, you know, really winds me up. You know, and you've got an opportunity like this, I know where I'd be throwing my money out of the two.
Absolutely. Guys, if you found this video useful, informative, hit that like button. We both really do appreciate that. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with all of those hidden gems, new cryptocurrencies, all kept up to date with all of that technical analysis and news that we cover here, then do consider subscribing to the channel. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto. It is free and you'll stay well informed, so why not? And with all of that said and done, we hope everyone has a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.